It is 12 noon, and it's just an incredible crowd. We talk about this every Tuesday. Had so many people come up at the Jocks party the other night, Landrum, talking about, man, it sounds like you guys have such a great time on Tuesday. We've got new listeners that are coming by and saying hello to us and getting an opportunity to get to meet everybody, because it really is a family atmosphere up here. Jody in Trustful, he stopped by. He's having lunch, and we've had some new listeners come on by. So it's a great time here each and every Tuesday.
Yeah, it certainly is. And FSU Dave, he is not happy with the two of us in our comments about Florida State. You missed it. Irish FL War Chant joining us in the last hour, and the highlight of our conversation would have been the hope, the expectation for a lot of Florida State fans as they play hard for 4 quarters on Saturday.
I mean, that's kind of what I heard, but apparently FSU Dave was listening to an old interview, because he claimed to me and you that that's not what he said.
Well, so. No, he admitted that he said that. He said because we didn't see that from Florida State last year, implying that they quit. They didn't play hard for 4 quarters, and it will take a 4-quarter effort if they're going to be in the ball game in the 4th quarter versus this Alabama team, in my opinion.
1-800-239-WJOX. That is the phone number. Let's go to Dave in Hoover, who joins us sometimes here on Tuesdays. Dave, I hope you're doing well.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah, I might be there about 1:30. I don't know. I've got a call coming up here in a minute. But so, look, Kalen DeBoer's picked up really right where Nick Saban left off as far as recruiting. Looks like he's going to be just fine in that area. I guess the question is going to be, and time will only tell, if he's able to develop what he brings in. You remember Jimbo Fisher had arguably, they said, the greatest, recruiting class in the history of college football, and he couldn't get more than 9 wins out of it, right? So we'll see. I'm a little bit nervous. Doak Campbell's a hard place to play. I mean, it gets loud. I'm a little nervous about it, but I'm not nervous the fact that I think Alabama's going to lose, but I do feel like it's going to be close. They may pull it out a little bit later, but FSU Dave, I think I heard him say something like that too. As long as we keep it competitive, I'm happy.
The Gus Malzahn factor for me, Dave, is what's interesting. Just not that Gus Malzahn and that offense can win the game. They're going to have to play defense, and as we've seen, Gus Malzahn offenses, they get off to a really good start. Maybe they play well, put up points in the first half, and then the second half they kind of get figured out, and it becomes a little bit static. But it does add more intrigue for me with this being the first game of the season, having a new quarterback, having some of those new pieces, and then Gus being able to, for months, kind of game plan and see where to attack this Alabama defense.
Yeah. Real quick about Georgia. So I saw a stat the other day. You guys can research it. That says Kirby has more first-round draft picks than he does losses.
Oh, wow.
He has 20 first-round draft picks, but only 19 losses to this
That
point.
is impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, guys. Take care.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it. Thank you for the call. 1-800-239-WJOX. The brand-new quarterback for the Alabama Crimson Tide, Ty Simpson, he met with the media a little while ago in Tuscaloosa. This is Ty talking about the running back rotation at Alabama.
Yeah, hurting Jam definitely hurt us. That's my roommate, that's my guy. Love him to death, man. But something that it speaks a lot about Jam is he's not gonna be down on himself. He's gonna help those young guys. So I think about Richard Young, Daniel Hill, transfer with Dre, and then Kevin Riley, A.K. Deere, all those guys coming up. And they're taking reps and just gaining knowledge, and Jam's in the back just talking to them, coaching them up, man. So those guys have done a great job. They're meeting with me all the time, just trying to make sure that, hey, when their number gets called, that they're ready to go. And Coach G and those guys have done a great job just getting them ready, and I'm excited to watch them play Saturday.
That was Ty Simpson talking about his roommate, Jam Miller, who obviously hurt his collarbone a couple weeks ago, and he will be out. For Alabama fans, they hope that he's back for the Georgia game. Could be sooner. We'll wait to see how he rehabs on that collarbone. But Ty Simpson talking about the running back room. So 1-800-239-WJOX. The courtesy GMC text line is 205-834-9450. We were just talking about Ira Chappelle just a minute ago. Let's take a listen back to what he told us just a few minutes ago in regards to that game between Alabama and Florida State.
What Florida State needs to do, what Mike Norvell needs to do in this game, is they just need to compete. If they compete for 4 quarters, no matter what the score is, if the guys try hard, if they look competently coached, if they look like they have a game plan, they know what they're doing, that'll be such a vast improvement over last year that even if you aren't in the game in the last few series, I think Florida State fans can live with it because honestly, there's still a bunch of games on the schedule that they could and should win if those other things are there. But if they come out and look like they did last year, where they don't look like they're well coached and they don't really play hard, that's going to be a disaster, and that's going to really have the fan base in a bad place. So, again, Florida State fans are proud. They're going to want to win the game. But I think even if it just looks good and competitive, I think they can walk away from this game thinking there's more left to the season.
Interesting comments from Ira Chappelle.
Yeah, it just kind of gives you an idea of how quickly things can change with your favorite college football team and your favorite program going from 13 wins, should have had a shot to play for a natty, to going 2-10 to the following season leading into game 1. Hopefully we can give the effort. But it's understandable, and not making light of what Ira said, you've got to have that. And there was a lot of dysfunction among that Florida State team last year. The biggest takeaway for me is what he had to say about the Florida State defense.
Conrad, I know I'm doing this on the fly, but we're going to have to give some breaking news sounder. Can you please give that to us?
Oh, I think I know exactly where we're going with this.
Unfortunately.
Okay, go ahead. Go.
Just bear with us, people. Bear with us. That sound means that there is breaking news here on the show. Reluctantly, I throw it to the breaking news desk where Pat Smith is begrudgingly going to break this news. Pat.
Thank you, Landrum. I have to report to our audience that it has just been made official. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have announced they are engaged.
That's big.
The big story, Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, they are engaged to be married.
So, Conrad, it'll be what do you think? You think they move out and they wait, or they continue to live in sin?
I guess they're going to continue to live in sin. But it is funny that the second that was announced, we got a text from not only Molly, but my wife also. The news couldn't have been out for more than 10 seconds.
We don't have a speaker in here. I'm going to announce it to the group.
Okay, let's listen.
And let's see.
Stand up and get everybody's attention. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention. We do have breaking news here on the show. This is serious. I just told them Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are now engaged.
Oh, lukewarm.
I heard a couple disgruntled groans in there, I think.
Yeah, I was not quite. Don was like the only one that.
Don was the only one who clapped.
So they won't be sending wedding invitations to Social Taco, you don't think?
Constance just did a barfing motion, which is great. I'm here for all of those. Wonderful.
I think half the crowd was hoping you would say that like either Hugh Freeze had been fired or Kalen DeBoer had stepped down. I think they were hoping that maybe that was going to be the announcement.
There's your breaking news right there.
Some wonderful pictures I'm seeing. It's very
so.
What other player gets engaged in the NFL tweets out congratulations? That doesn't happen.
I just tweeted that.
That doesn't happen.
I mean, it's just I've never seen that before. Oh boy. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
You seem a little shell-shocked here.
I don't appreciate what was it was the vinyl announcement that she had. We're trying to get ready for football season. Once again, Taylor Swift.
She's just taking it over.
She's just taking it over.
So engagement party at the Cincinnati, Nebraska game this Thursday? Perhaps?
Oh, there's so much to do. So much planning. They do it at Arrowhead.
Huh. This is interesting.
What?
The NFL has I tried to quote tweet it, Conrad.
Did they already delete it?
They deleted it.
Oh.
Oh, see, there's the Shield carries a lot of power, Pat, but Taylor Swift, maybe she has more. Maybe she didn't want people. Maybe this wasn't supposed to come out yet.
Wow. I wish I'd done a screen grab.
Did McMurphy jump the gun on this? Is he the one that helped put this out there?
That is amazing.
Here you go, Pat. I got you. I got you.
A few months from now, leading up to the wedding or whenever they're going to do this, she's going to release another album, and it's going to be entitled Cold Feet. And then we'll have this whole saga that plays out. My question is she with child?
Oh, is that the next conspiracy?
Well, I thought I would go ahead and ask the question.
Well, now here's the thing. I mean, I'm on their. It's still on the NFL's. It was weird. I tried to quote tweet it, and then it came up and it said it had been deleted.
See, I still had the Twitter search pulled up, so I was able to grab a picture of the post. But yeah, when I went to go actually click on it, it's gone.
So Landrum thinks she's pregnant. So that's.
I didn't say that.
That's
I asked the question: is she with child?
What do you think, Conrad? Yay, nay?
Did they do this in the Botanical Gardens, or is that one of her 19 houses' backyard?
I'm willing to bet that's maybe a nice vineyard somewhere.
The ivy there over the arbor. It's very nice. Look at him.
So basically, Travis Kelce just got his 4th ring.
Just to give you an idea of how
There
big
you go.
that dude is, he is on his knees. And he actually comes up to her, I would say, clavicle bone.
So my question is, why didn't they do it during the podcast? I mean, seriously.
You can't rush love, Pat.
Because you got family there, right?
Maybe they would have thought that was a cheap trick to get people to watch. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, like the Kelceys are not
Yeah, like they
involved
care
in
about that,
in
yeah.
a cheap trick whatsoever.
Awesome.
I wonder how. I guess the Swifties are happy. I guess Molly's happy. Is your wife happy, Conrad?
Oh, she is over the moon.
I hope she doesn't lose her edge now.
Well,
in
now
writing her music.
She's gonna use her edge.
Yep.
Now it's really official because Adam Schefter just tweeted it.
That's so stupid.
It says, on the day of hundreds of NFL transactions, the biggest one of all, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are engaged. This is like European soccer stuff. You know how, like on the tabloids in London, how it's always about this striker for this Premier League team is dating this, back page model. You know what I'm saying? Or like when the Spice Girl, what's her name?
I hope
Beckham.
Travis takes a stand and he takes her name.
So
Hyphenates his Kelsey Swift.
Kelsey Swift, I like that. Kind of differentiate himself between him and his brother.
Right.
Yeah, I like it. This was all a plan to get Jim Levitt off the front page of the sports section.
Yeah,
That's
guess so.
exactly what it was. Since he was arrested down in Florida.
Oh. So much excitement.
Yeah, and based on our audience, their lukewarm approach to that was.
I knew that would go over like that.
And I'm sure
with this group.
I'm sure the text line will be as interesting as well. So
Well,
that's the big national news.
I feel sorry for Conrad and other men like him who have wives or girlfriends that adore Taylor Swift and are going to be so overwhelmed with excitement and sharing in her joy or happiness.
Well, fortunately, I'll be working a local sporting event tonight, so Paige can have a little Taylor Swift concert at home by herself.
My wife, there will not be giddiness. I mean, she's okay with Taylor Swift, but she's not a Swiftie per se.
Yeah, mine will be the same way.
It'll be okay, whatever.
And by the way, if you click on the link that you sent us, Conrad, it now says that page does not exist.
I've never seen Molly more excited in her life. I think she would rather Taylor Swift be happy than herself be happy.
Do you think this is a hoax, or is this actually happening?
I think it's happening.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, good.
based on when I watched the podcast, I don't think there's any question that these two really care for each other.
Oh, no.
I do not think that this
Yeah.
is a ruse.
She lets her
whatsoever.
guard down. She gets a little goofy when she's around him. She's smitten with him. That's great. That's wonderful. If they genuinely love each other, then get married before God and hopefully have a happy life together.
Absolutely. Get back to school in a brand new GMC from Courtesy GMC in Trustful. You'll find the lowest prices in the Southeast at Courtesy GMC. Right now, you can get these amazing deals. GMC Sierra 1500, save up to $17,000. Sierra 2500 HD, get up to $13,000 off this powerful heavy-duty pickup. Yukon XL, either trim, save $5,000 on these top-performing SUVs. And the 2026 Acadias, they have arrived, so get by and see Drew Lally, Josh Gargas, fantastic team there at Courtesy GMC. And don't forget, every new GMC comes with a 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty for long-lasting peace of mind. Visit Courtesy GMC today, located at Trustful, just off of I-459 exit 32. You can also browse their inventory online at courtesybirmingham.com.
We continue as we're live from Social Taco here in Homewood. The terrace is open. Come and join us upstairs, the Mix and Match Taco Tuesday. But the chicken feathers, we got a fresh batch of the fried chicken right here. Or if you want to go with a burrito, maybe a bowl of Mexican pizza is always nice. And don't forget about brunch on the weekends, 10 to 2:30 on Saturdays and Sundays for the bottomless tapas brunch. SocialTaco.bar for more information. We continue talking college football. We'll get to a lot of your text. You're weighing in. We want to hear from you. 205-834-9450 here on this Tuesday. It's three-man front on Jocks.
It is 12:21. Welcome back. This is Social Taco, three-man front. Pat Landrum, Conrad, switching out with Molly. Molly's now back at the radio station. Molly, you were en route. Did you almost drive off the side of the road when you found out that Taylor Swift is engaged?
Pat, I'm not going to lie. It's a really good thing that I just happened to be at a red light when I got the news on my phone because I was freaking out. What I texted you guys was genuine, pure, raw reaction of how I was feeling in that moment.
So you're pretty happy about this?
Oh, I'm super happy, of course. And I'm glad that they're happy.
How's the text line, Landrum? How are they treating us?
It's good. You had a couple of comments on there, but as expected, there's just some people that don't care to hear about anything in her life. But that's breaking news. It's legitimate. 205-834-9450. Like, for instance, talk about something people care about. Now we're going to talk about your text. Jimmy says, I'm taking the under on all T. Kelsey stats this year. Good idea, Jimmy. Or maybe this has been something that's been really weighing on him. And now he can just be free. He was thinking about how am I going to do it? There's so much pressure. Mom, brother asking me constantly, when you going to do it? When you going to do it?
Yeah.
Now that he's done it, maybe he's as free as a bird. He can just run around and catch all kinds of footballs this year.
1-800-239-WJOX. Let's go to Cowboy, who's out in the Metroplex. Hey, Cowboy, what's going on?
How you doing, Pat? Everybody? I about had a stomach attack of regurgitation when y'all mentioned that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift were engaged. I mean, could the Kelce brothers, two Neanderthals, if it wasn't for social media, I mean, guys, I mean, what charisma do they have besides both being douches, you know? I mean,
Goodness
gracious. I mean, and then, you know, Taylor Swift, you got to get a parade of her going in the stadium every time. Heck, when Tom Brady was married to Gisele Bundchen, she was 30 times better looking than Taylor Swifty, whatever you call her. and we didn't get that parade every Sunday or flashed up in the box to show her and all that. But I guess just enough of that talk, because
Yeah, so let's talk about the FSU Alabama game. I know you have been very critical of Kalen DeBoer. How do you think this is going to turn out on Saturday?
if he can't beat SMU, if he can't win that game, then I guess it would be kind of bad. But I don't know. You got to do the whole body of work and see what happens this year. I'm going to stick with my guns on him. I got a guy sent me a picture of this defensive line group called the Mob Squad. There's one guy in the back of the picture shooting birds at everybody. It's Kalen DeBoer party. He has no control. Your guy from Trussville out there kicked the ball, told the coach he wasn't coming off the field, and all that kind of stuff.
That's what happens when you lose to Vanderbilt. It brings out a lot of bad in people. That's what that was.
Yeah. Well, there was no discipline after that. He got away with it. But I don't really want to worry about that. We'll just see how it shakes out.
So let me ask you this: what is the ceiling and what is the basement for Alabama this year?
I think he'll be 10-2 or 9-3.
Okay. All right. What if he goes 9-3 in the regular season and you don't go to the college football playoff? How do you feel about that?
I didn't hire him. That guy's going to have to start answering some questions. Why he hired the guy? Who orchestrated this thing? This was a done deal when Jimmy Sexton was hired by Kalen DeBoer in November of 2023 as his new agent. Kalen DeBoer is outside the Jimmy Sexton tree of all the coaches that came into his tree. It's an interesting deal. Maybe one day we'll know all this, but
Well, I do agree with you in one aspect, and I do think that if he does go 9-3 or 8-4, and you don't make the college football playoff, because it's the second year in a row that Alabama, according to people that do this for a living, and I'm talking about these so-called talent experts, and I'm using air quotes there, that 247 says that Alabama's got more talent than Georgia or Ohio State on their current roster, and if you can't win more than 9 ball games with that type of talent, you got a serious problem in Tuscaloosa. Now, do I think that they're going to get rid of him based on the fact that you're going to owe him $60 million? The answer to that is no. But we're having a completely different conversation going into 2026 if he does not find his way in the college football playoff this year.
2026 will be interesting whether he does well this year or not, because we've never seen him in a major college football program with a third-year body of work. He's 2 at Fresno, 2 at Washington. He's like an NCAA tournament wonder. We'll see how it works. Greg Burns is, betting his Nate Oates luck on this one.
Well, one thing's for sure, Cowboy, you have been consistent from day one on your feelings about Kalen DeBoer and this Alabama football program. So I guess we'll just see how it turns out this season.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be a bad dude or anything. It's just, we have 3 starting quarterbacks across the country that was on the 2023 roster at other schools. Dylan Lonergan at Boston College, Eli Holstein at Pittsburgh, and now Julian Sands at Ohio State. Now, Julian Sands came there for Nick Saban, I guess, pretty much so. But Kalen DeBoer did not even try to sell him on what his program was. He immediately brought Austin Mack with him, and now we have the starting quarterback at Ohio State. It was at Alabama, and Jalen Milroe said in the bowl preparation for Rose Bowl, in the 2024 Rose Bowl, that this Julian Sands kid can sling it. He's got some arm.
Listen, as soon as Nick Saban said he was not going to return as Alabama's coach, Sands was out the door. There was never a conversation with Kalen DeBoer. Sands was gone. His parents felt jilted because it was like 2 weeks before Nick Saban was in California taking a picture with them, and everything was hunky-dory. Yeah. And then all of a sudden he comes to Tuscaloosa, and Saban decides to retire. So they were not happy about that. I don't care who they brought in. I don't think Julian Sand was going to stay in Tuscaloosa based on that. Hey, Cowboy, we need to run. Thank you for the phone call.
All right, buddy. Good talking to you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that very much. The number here, 1-800-239-WJOX. The Courtesy GMC text line, 205-834-9450. More live from Social Taco when we come back. 12:32, this is Three-Man Front. Jocks, Pat, Landrum, Conrad will be here in a moment. Molly was here a little bit earlier in the program. She's back high atop Red Mountain. We have a little Alabama football schedule news. This should not come as any surprise whatsoever, but my partner's going to tell you about Mystic Beverage then. I'll tell you who Alabama just canceled off their schedule.
You want to elevate your game this college football season, you can do it with our friends at Mystic Beverage, mysticbeverage.com. You can check out the assortment of different products that they offer. They're made in Blount County, Alabama. If you want to go with the Nirvanic, the High Hills, or my favorite, the Lift Blend that's got the green coffee bean extract, it's going to pick you up when you need that pick-me-up, and it's not going to leave you feeling queasy. I know that some people, if you're like me, you feel like coffee in the morning, but especially when it's still warm outside, coffee later in the day, it's just not for me. Maybe it's for you, but that's why I go with the Lift Blend. All different flavors and a new look that you can choose from. I love the mango, also the southern berry. If you want to go with the watermelon, you can try that as well. MysticBeverage.com. Check out the website, mysticbeverage.com. Great alternative to alcohol this college and NFL season.
Well, you knew it was coming, Landrum. SEC announces that they're going to move to 9 games, and we talked about the impressive non-conference schedule that Alabama is going to have for the rest of this decade, playing the likes of West Virginia, Ohio State, going on and on and on. Well, it is being reported in the state of West Virginia that Bama and West Virginia have mutually agreed to cancel the upcoming home-and-home football series. An official announcement could be issued as soon as this afternoon that the 2026-2027 games will not happen and the series will not be rescheduled. Additionally, due to the nature of the agreement, the expectation is that no payments are involved in the cancellation. If confirmed, that's potentially an important note for the Mountaineers because obviously that was going to be a huge, huge money-making situation for them to play at Alabama, and that is going by the wayside. So it appears that the 9-game SEC conference schedule will now start affecting a lot of these non-conference opponents for not only Alabama but for Auburn and everybody else.
Well, I don't know if Rich Rod would admit it, but he's going into his first season and his return there probably doesn't hurt his feelings too much. They can find some of that revenue, make up for it in other areas, but he's trying to get that program back to the way that he remembers it when he left, and maybe it was beneficial for both parties. Alabama with a 9-game conference schedule beginning next year, and then, of course, West Virginia. Go and find somebody else that's a Power 4 if you want to pick up another Power 4 that you feel like you might have a better opportunity to win.
Well, it's also interesting because and this is coming from the West Virginia Mountaineer 247 site, they are saying that Neil Brown, for years before he was fired at West Virginia, that he wanted to get out of the game. He did not want to play Alabama. And so now, because of the 9-game SEC schedule, it now goes by the wayside.
We saw Alabama, West Virginia in one of those games to start the season.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to remember who the West Virginia quarterback was. But, yeah, we've seen that before. I don't know if – now, Alabama, Ohio State being canceled, that resonates. Alabama, West Virginia, take it or leave it, right?
Yeah, I think the Ohio State-Alabama game will continue to be at least on the books temporarily, and then we'll see if the SEC and Big Ten work out some type of scheduling agreement before they decide to axe that. Let's go to Jason and Pelham. He joins us now on Three-Man Front. Hey, Jason.
What's going on? From now on, when Cowboy calls in, you just should refer to him as Drunk Rodney. I swear, I got on the phone. I got in my car. I turned it on. I'm driving. I start listening to what's being said. I'm like, Rodney Orr's lost his dadgum mind. Their voices are almost identical.
Drunk
And
Rodney Orr.
I was like, oh, my God, Rodney sure is being hard on the Tide. What's going on? Have I missed something? And then, is Cowboy a fan of Alabama or not? I can't tell.
It's a great question. Pat claims he is, but
he is. I mean, Pat sure gave him a lot of time.
Yeah.
But it just drives me crazy that somebody would take on a first-year head coach, rake them over the coals, know that you can't. What do you want to do? Sit everybody on the bench or kick everybody off the team? I mean, I think Kalen DeBoer did an outstanding job of managing his roster, not just, punishing his roster.
Well,
I mean,
your reaction to Cowboys' call is a lot more civil than the text we're getting on the text line. I can promise you that.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. But I literally thought, I was like, Rodney's been drinking. Somebody needs to handle it.
Pat he's got a long history with Cowboy, apparently. They go way back.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with his frustrations over some things like Malachi Moore and stuff. I mean, at the time, I felt that way. But now that Malachi's gone and what a contributor he was to the team, I don't care if he got punished or not. I felt as frustrated as he did, and then some. So, you can't discipline people that you need on your team. He's holding a team together. It's much more than coaching and waving and smiling. He's trying to hurdle the guys together, and he did a great job. And now we're going to see what happens in year 2.
No doubt. Jason, we agree. Thank you for the call.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it very much. 1-800-239-WJOX, the courtesy GMC text line, 205-834-9450. So moments ago, I told you that the West Virginia-Alabama series has officially been canceled. That was supposed to take place in 2026 and 2027. Well, it didn't take long, Landrum. Alabama has already added an opponent on the 2026 schedule. It is from the American Conference.
Well, I can go ahead and tell you it's not UAB. Let me take a guess. From the American. South Florida?
No.
We're doing that again? Let's go Tulane.
No.
How about Memphis?
No.
Oh, East Carolina.
Bingo.
Fun.
So long, Mountaineers. Hello, Pirates. As East Carolina will be coming to Tuscaloosa, Alabama in 2026. What's going on?
I have no idea. Conrad's walking in, so they're doing the Florida State chant.
You got half the people doing the Florida State chant. The other half is going, wow.
A lot of text rolling in reaction to Cowboys' call, who claims that he's an Alabama fan. This one reads, can we at least play the blanking season before we start firing DeBoer? Crimson Cowboy is a miserable idiot. Pat ought to be charged with criminal mischief the way he invites the stupidity of people like Cowboy into all of our lives. Well, this one reads, boy, sure I'm glad I missed that Cowboy call. Collins from Pell City says every player Cowboy complained about was recruited by Saban. Josh reminds us that Clint Trickett was the West Virginia quarterback back in that 2014 game, and he threw for 365 yards, and Kevin White caught 143 yards worth of passes.
It's a name from the past, Clint Trickett.
And Cowboys taking a beating.
I'm just reading them. Crimson Cowboy could sit on a popsicle and tell you what it tastes like. Danny from Coleman. Thank you.
So what did I miss from Cowboy while I was navigating the fine construction here in the Homewood area? So who all was he complaining about?
That's my
with
tax
Alabama?
dollars at work, Conrad.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
We are just always striving. for perfection. We know we'll never get there, but we're striving.
I like
for
the new
perfection.
route through the Walgreens parking lot that is being recommended.
You like that?
To the the people on the road as of right now. But yeah, so I missed. So he was complaining about. I know he's not a big DeBoer fan, but
Just everything.
Just everything. Okay.
Yep. Not going to be good.
Okay.
Not going to be good.
He was upset that apparently he believes that Julian's saying that DeBoer did not even have a conversation with Julian saying to keep him at Alabama, and I told him that was not the case, that Julian Sayin's parents were none too happy after Nick Saban was in their den taking pictures.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they decided that he was leaving.
Well, Julian
retiring.
Sayin was in Tuscaloosa for about 30 seconds, so
Yeah. No loyalty there.
he was not there for a long time.
Okay, when we come back on three-man front, a lot of people have been anticipating they're about to get in an RV and they're about to drive to Tallahassee, Florida very, very soon. FSU Dave, he is going to be on the microphone, and him and Conrad are going to have a nice little conversation about Alabama and Florida State. That's next. It is 12:46. Welcome back in. This is three-man front. Alabama, Florida State. They will do battle there at Doak Campbell Stadium. Refurbished, 68,000 is the new capacity. New turf has been laid. The tide will be rolling in. Joining us here on set here at Social Taco, our good friend FSU Dave. Dave, good to see you.
Good to see you guys as well.
When does the RV pull out with you and Conrad, Damian, and Don Don?
We're still talking about that, trying to decide, do we want to leave early Saturday morning or go Friday afternoon?
Now, what is the drive time from Birmingham to Tallahassee?
Well, it's 4.5 hours in a car.
But in an RV, you're probably looking at
5,
Okay.
I would guess.
What do you go through Dothan?
Yeah,
That's the best way to go?
and then cut over.
All right, so you heard Ira Chaffel earlier basically say that a lot of FSU fans are talking about this Alabama game, and they just want to see them play a four-quarter game.
Yeah, and I'm somewhat in that vein as well. In other words, I believe that if we cover and look like a real team again, and hopefully keep it a game until the fourth quarter, then that's a hell of an improvement from last year. Because that team last year quit on him. There's no other way to put it.
Right.
So I'm excited about a lot of the changes. Obviously, he had to make a lot of those changes. Or if his buyout had been less, he wouldn't be there. But, he had just won 19 games in a row and a couple ACC titles in a row. But 2 new coordinators, each of whom brought 2 assistants with them. And so that gives you a lot of continuity. Tony White, our new defensive coordinator, like I said, brought 2 people, a safeties coach and a D-line coach. And the last 4 years, he's had Nebraska and Syracuse top 20 defenses. And there's no way we don't have more talent than Syracuse. I mean, it's just, I wouldn't believe it. So I'm excited about that, but nobody knows how we're going to play. Like Ira alluded to, the mistake that Norvell made last year was when we got the 5 Alabama transfers, for instance.
Right.
We were all excited because they were saving recruits. They're going to be 4 and 5 stars. But they hadn't done anything at Alabama. Whereas before, with Verse and Fisk the year before, who were first and second round picks and first and second in Defensive Rookie of the Year, they had proven it, albeit sometimes at smaller schools. So this time, we're going to have 10 new starters on offense, and an 11th one is Richie Leonard, who played at Florida, transferred to us, and got hurt after 5 games. But everybody else has basically accomplished things at the major college level. Our left tackle was played for Vanderbilt, but he was the offensive lineman of the week when Vanderbilt beat Alabama last year. So big-time performance, big-time game. Our right tackle came in from Ole Miss, second-team All-SEC. Squirrel White, you guys talked about, came in obviously from Tennessee, did an awful lot. Our other main wide receiver, Deuce Robinson, came in from Southern Cal where he was productive. He will be our number 1 receiver. Now, his dad, you probably remember, Pat, Dominic Robinson.
Yeah.
He actually played both ways for us, and he played baseball before playing in the NFL. And interestingly, he runs a scouting service out in Arizona. And he also, trains. But he came out when Castellanos was coming down, and he flew his son out for the official visit. And then he did an all-22 on our site And he's over the moon thinking what Castellanos can do.
Okay.
And this,
All right, so let's Conrad, you have been very confident for a very long time that this is going to be an Alabama blowout. You have already predicted a 21-point win, if I'm not mistaken.
38-17.
Didn't you say that, Landrum? 38-17? Wasn't that?
Yeah, that's right.
That is my prediction.
A 3-touchdown victory. Why do you feel so confident?
I mean, I think there's a lot of reasons. I think a lot of the things that Dave just laid out, right? You have more talent, I think, this year. I think you had a lot of talent last year, right? It just didn't come together. And I think that's the trick with the transfer portal, right, is it's great that you have a lot of guys coming in that have experience and accomplish things at other programs, but how do you get all those guys to gel together on a field? And I think you could say, similarly for Alabama, right, you do have some new faces and new people in prominent roles, and it's all kind of a question mark, right, even for Alabama going into this game. But I think, Landrum brought up a great point about the Wisconsin game from last year earlier is the talent that Alabama has should be enough to get you through and across the finish line in this game. And I don't mean that in any ways as disrespectful towards Florida State. It's just I think Alabama has a lot more talent on their roster. I think going into year 2 with Kalen DeBoer, you have a lot of these guys that have a chip on their shoulder from last year. But I do think it's also fair to say Alabama, even under Nick Saban the last couple years, hasn't really played a great game on the road in quite some time. And so I think that's where some concern comes in and confidence if you're a Florida State fan. But do I think Castellanos is better than Uiagalelei last year? Yeah, I think I could have possibly been better than Uiagalelei at times, or Dave could have been. I just don't know how big that gap has shrunk from where Florida State was last year. I think they're going to be better, but I still think y'all are probably a 7 or 8 win team this year. You're not the team that went undefeated 2 years ago.
So what is your confidence level in regards to the success you will have against this Alabama team on Saturday? Like, what are the intangibles that you believe that will keep Florida State in it?
Okay, I think our defense has been much improved with Tony White. He's demanding a lot more of them. We're switching from a 3 to a 3-3-5, which is very different, gives a lot of different looks that people often have trouble with. He called out the team about 2 weeks ago for lack of intensity, some of the players, and the next day one guy was gone. But as far as the quarterback goes, Conrad, Florida State has 4 games right now that we are going to be the underdog in. Mm-hmm. Alabama, Miami at home, Clemson, and Florida on the road. Rank those 4 quarterbacks for us in order.
Okay, so you said Alabama, Miami, Clemson, and who else?
University of Florida.
Okay, I would go Klubnik, Lagway,
Beck is Miami.
Beck, and then Ty Simpson, yeah.
So obviously even you have the least amount of faith.
Well,
because I haven't seen him play yet.
But to be fair, Ty Simpson has the experience. It doesn't compare.
No, I understand that.
Okay.
But you said last week, Landrum, I believe it was, that Castellanos fits Malzahn's system to a team more than anybody.
Absolutely he does.
And we know Malzahn's going to be able to run the ball. We know Malzahn always gives Alabama trouble. So I see us moving the ball a lot. I really do.
I think y'all will score first. I said that earlier in the week. I'm not going to be surprised if it's 7-0 Florida State early in that game.
Can Florida State scratch points? My question is how are they going to stop Alabama?
Well, that's
because what I heard from Ira, his biggest concern is the defensive line.
And I agree completely because Alabama, even with the one guy out with the concussion, has one of the top 5, even with this guy out, offensive lines in the country.
Right.
So if they get rolling downhill, that is going to be a big issue for us. Can our linebackers fill the gaps, and what happens?
All right, very quickly, play it out for us. Give us a final score.
I'll give you a final score, and then I've got a question for you, Pat.
Okay.
Okay, the final score will be Alabama 34, Florida State 25. We cover. Conrad owes me a drink.
Okay.
And I have quite a few other drinks coming to me.
There you go.
All right, Pat, so my question for you is, I know that you're not an AP voter, but I know you vote for the Heisman, you vote for the Lou Groza, and also for...
Let me correct you. Unfortunately, I do not vote for the Heisman, but those others that you started saying, I am. Go ahead.
And I know you take it very, very seriously.
I do.
Okay, so, poof, I have just made you an AP voter.
Okay.
The unexpected happens on Saturday.
Okay.
Which I'm not predicting by any means at all.
Right.
How do you vote Sunday morning with those 2 teams?
Alabama is currently, 7 in the AP? Is that right?
7 or 8.
And 7 or 8.
And we're 38.
I would definitely put Florida State maybe at 25.
Okay, and where for Alabama?
And I would drop Alabama probably just in front of them.
But shouldn't head-to-head mean something when you've played no other games?
Yes.
And you cannot say that somebody played weekly against a BCS team. Head-to-head has to matter.
On a neutral field, I agree with that. I don't when you're playing on the road at an opposition's stadium.
But the poll each week is supposed to be how things are now, not how you think they're going to be.
I understand that. But if you were playing on a neutral side, it'd be completely different.
Oh, not arguing that. But I don't see how you could actually put Alabama ahead of Florida State when they lost to them.
Because if they played again the next week in Tuscaloosa, Alabama would be favored to beat Florida
And then we'd
State.
be back to where it was.